Welcome back, everyone, and happy Hump Day. This is Brown Bag Bets, powered by BETSPERTS. We are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christenson, actually joining you from Stockton, New Jersey, made on the other side of the Delaware River, Andy. How are you? How are things in Minnesota? Did it feel good to be back home? You got to sleep in your own bed and all that good stuff?
You are in a legal betting state. Look at that. It did feel good to be back home. Yes, very nice to wake up at home, take the kids to the school bus, get rid of them for the day, come down here to the office and start working on lots of stuff. My God. You asked about the golf tournament. Yeah, I'm betting golf still. Like it's wraparound season. This beginning of the season does get forgotten because NFL, college football's on. So it probably lighter, but I'm still going to run some numbers because I do like this golf. I even texted the wife. I forgot this is in Napa. And my wife did enjoy going to the 3M with me. So I'm like, hey, would you want to go to a golf tournament? And then I didn't write. And then I finished that text with the second text in Napa because she loves it there. It doesn't really work good with the timing of school starting, but yeah, I'm down for that 100%. And yeah, I'm going to say Fortinet. I'm going to give it a soft T. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
I like it. Sounds
Used to be the Safeway. Anybody who is familiar with the Safeway Open, this is a Safeway Open. It just got a different sponsor. This happens. Like we don't have the Buick Open anymore. I put Tuesday recap at the top, but not a lot happened yesterday. We pushed on a tennis total. Baseball happened. The Giants magic number went down by 1. You know, I'm a Giants guy. My Phillies are dead. I'm thinking that one is dead. I don't really have any futures. Bo talked us into we're Islanders fans. Maybe right. That's my second hand Wynn Total Wednesday is I think we bet the Islanders season points over. 97.5. Not my bet, but I trust this guy with my hockey life. So I put that one in. And yeah, other than that, Wednesday was mostly just catching up, getting back to reality for me.
Well, Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, Andy.
No, yesterday. I'm saying Tuesday. My Tuesday recap was, hey, I just had to catch up with life. Wednesday is more catching up with life. But yes, the Wynn Total Wednesdays are continuing despite the start of the NFL season because of you. All because of you, Alex, because the NBA is still 3.5, 4 weeks, 5 weeks away. What are we, like 30, 35
4 or 5
days?
Weeks. Yeah, about 4 or 5 weeks. And I'll have a couple more of these. We probably should get the hockey person in on a Wednesday to bail me out with one of these. That's not a bad idea, Andy. They said Win totals. They have win point totals. Anyway, we'll figure something out. But yes, I didn't mention at the beginning of the show, it is Hump Day. It's not just Hump Day, though. It's Wednesday. And it's Win Total Wednesday. And we've got a bunch of NBA totals. We've had a handful so far. We continue the streak, and we're going to go back to the Eastern Conference, Andy. We've had a couple unders. We took Portland under. We took the Clippers under. Now we have some East Coast overs. We took Brooklyn over last week. And this week, the Washington Wizards over 33.5 points. This is a team that I like for a lot of reasons as I start to look at kind of some fundamentals from a scheduling perspective. Pretty solid from a rest perspective. They are average or below average in every rest spot. You know, so your 6 and 9s, your 5 and 7s, your 3 and 4s, your 3 and 4s on a back-to-back. None of that looks too bad in terms of a travel schedule. They are an East Coast team, so they do have about 5 games this season where they're going to have to play, in the West Coast time zone, but otherwise the travel's pretty easy. Being on the East Coast in the Eastern Conference, they play most of their games in the same time zone. A lot of short flights. We like nice travel sections. We like a lot of rest, and I love what they did this offseason. Being able to move Russell Westbrook to bring in guys like Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Montrezl Harrell. I think those are 3 really nice additions. Basically, take somebody in Westbrook who. Nice guy, very interesting the way he dresses. That's all very fun, but not a good shooter, not a strong defender, someone that gets, I think, a little more credit than he deserves, obviously, and we're not going to get too much into that. But to move him for a guy like Kuzma, someone that we saw in his first 2 seasons look like someone that could be a strong starter in this league. Then LeBron James shows up. He gets pushed to the bench, which makes all the sense in the world. They want a ring, but now he's back to have a chance as a starter to be a 30+ plus 35 plus minute a night guy. He's a great defensive player, a good offensive player. I think he's going to love playing with Bradley Beal. I'm curious to see what they do from a pick and roll perspective. They bring in KCP, and again, not someone who's going to light the world on fire, but coming off the bench, a great defender, a solid shooter, someone that you can start. If you start during the season, you realize you want Hachimura on the bench, you can move Kuzma to forward, bring KCP up. They were also able to acquire Spencer Dinwiddie through a sign and trade. Dinwiddie was someone that I was really excited to see where he went, coming off an injury, but someone with a lot of length, a lot of height, a really good, solid point guard with a lot of defensive skills and overall game. I think he's going to fit in nicely here. I think this team, again, got much better. I look at this roster. I like it up and down. They're going to start Dinwiddie, Beal, Kuzma, Hachimura, and Gafford isn't the best center in the world, but that's fine. Thomas Bryant will be healthy at some point early in the season. They'll slide him in. He's a very solid name. They bring Harrell off the bench. They've got Bertans off the bench, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Curious to see what Denny Avdia, the rookie who got hurt very early in the season, can do. Aaron Holiday was a solid pickup. Again, it just looks like a team with nice depth, a lot of flexibility. I'm curious to see some of the small lineups they could put on the floor. You could do something where it's like play Kuzma at center with Beal, Dinwiddie, put KCP out there with like Bertans or something, and just have a ton of shooting. It's a solid team, easy schedule. They're in the Eastern Conference. I have this at 36, almost 37 wins myself. Looked at some of the numbers for them to make the playoffs. Don't feel great about that, and I think we'll have a chance to scoop that number later in the year. So today for Wynn Total Wednesday, Andy, the Washington Wizards, over 33.5 wins. This is a team I like a lot. We'll be betting Wizards overs. We'll hopefully be on the Wizards and the over and their team totals quite a bit. So Wizards fans this year, overs.
I get down with that. I like an over. Hate cheering against a team. I'd like to see everybody succeed, Alex, especially in the
Try to have
NBA.
some balance.
Regular season doesn't matter, and nobody wants to watch that anyway. But we will be we'll be joining in on those. I like a few basketball. I don't have many basketball bets, so I'm in on it. Yeah, you were like fully in on the NBA already. Jesus, like you're naming play. I haven't even caught up with who went where so far. We got a month for this. I'm not worried at all. I'm always prepared for the stuff I actually bet on. That's why I rely on you and Drew for NBA, amongst others.
You got to sub stuff out, people.
Yeah, I'm going to say Fortinet.
Speaking of subbing stuff out, how about golf? What do you got?
Fortinet. I'm going to give it the soft T. I think
you don't think it's Fortinet?
Fortinet?
Fortinet. I don't know. It sounds like an internet company.
It could be. It's either internet or wine because it is in the Napa Bay Area region.
Enterprise security without compromise. Cybersecurity. Yeah. Wonderful.
Cybersecurity. That makes a ton of sense.
I think it's Fortinet.
We'll go Fortinet. I was not wanting to get too involved in this, and then I seen my golf chat kind of popping off, and people were betting. I'm going to bet it. Fine. So I ran some numbers on this. Yeah, and then you go look at it. It's like Rahm's like 4-1, which is no fun. And yes, he can probably win this tournament like 20% of the time if he plays well. But it is actually a decent field. I just don't know what sort of motivation people have for this coming off of the playoffs into this spot and then pre-Ryder Cup, especially with the Ryder Cup right around the corner. I believe it starts next Friday. I gave up that. I'm playing Europe. If you look around, there's going to be some boosted bets for Europe too. If you really want to play a bigger Europe number and a small, you can't bet much on it, but I will gladly add to my Europe position, as Koepka's quotes and Bryson's long drive bullshit are really making me confident that this is a coin flip. But for my championship outrights this week, I will be on nothing but long shots, baby. Pat Perez, Hank Lebioda, Brian Stewart, Bo Hoag, and Ryan Armour, all at big numbers. You might even find Perez over 100. These are all big ones. I'm going to put a small blog together because I have a feeling all of these are going to need to be bet at like top 20, top 40 prices as well, which I'm going to dig out. So when I do this with these long shots, these are guys I look to overperform. I think these numbers are off, but the odds of one of them winning, even if they win, let's say 1 out of 50 times, it's still, I don't have that many golf tournaments. They're only going to play it once. So I could have some good numbers here, not have much success in the outright market. I will be taking some top 40s, top 20s, maybe top 30s. I just hate even numbers. Lynx is Mito. I don't know. Mito's definitely DFS fodder for me for sure. I'll have him in there. I'm jonesing for DFS. I didn't get to play PrizePicks. I didn't get to play the first NFL slate of the year for just my buddy leagues on DraftKings. So like I was in Nevada, I couldn't do it. I almost drove to California to put lineups in, but yeah, Mito and DFS for sure. Some of these guys are going to be cheap DFS options, and like I said, I will be playing all these in the positional bets or whatever you want to call them, top 20 stuff. It's not a terribly long course. They did lengthen it a little. It's skinny. Fairways are probably going to be like 26, 27 yards across on average in the landing areas. And they do make some approach shots kind of tough. There's going to be some tricky stuff with some dog legs. So not a tough course. It is going to get beat up. Like the final score probably going to be 15, 20 to 1 or minus 15, minus 20, somewhere in there. It's going to get beat up, but there are some tougher shots if you're not landing your drives. Your approach shots are going to be difficult. Link says Gooch. I'm a Gooch guy too. You know, Gooch is going to be in my DFS as well. He's a solid DFS every time for me. So I just got to find my expensive guys. I suppose it's just going to be John Rahm, and then I'll pick 5 cheap guys.
Just put all the cheap guys in.
Yeah, just push the lock button
all
on,
cheap
on
guys.
Rahm.
And then that's true. You just go Rahm in there. I can do all these, and then Rahm, maybe a couple other big names. I don't know, but I like that idea.
I suppose I have to fade him a little just in case, like he doesn't give a shit about this tournament, which is he likes wine. Like who's most like that's the handicap. Who's most likely to go to a tasting late on Wednesday night or on Thursday night and just I've been there. Like you feel terrible. A wine hangover hits worse than almost anything outside of tequila. Like we're just gonna have to see who has like the drinking problem, the problematic drinking Instagram post this week. Who would like show as an NFL Heineke over his rushing yards prop? I have seen a couple people I trust play some Heineke stats overs, whether it was yardage,
7. That's a
fantasy
big number
points,
too.
A couple different things. People do like some Heineke. I'm gonna have a Heineken. Tennis. We had a push yesterday. Your other match you bet yesterday is actually listed on the screen in a second. We did not get to that yet.
Yeah, the Manila push.
That one will go off soon.
I guess I know how Kelly feels most days because if you go back and watch, I said I would regret not betting the Manila money line or some sort of set spread or something like that. And guess what happened? She wins 6-3, 6-4. She was a big underdog, so we had a nice plus money there. Who knows what the 2-0 would have been? Imagine if I had had the nuts to play her -3, Andy. What a fun time that would be. But pushed on the over. Did get an underdog this morning. If you caught my pick, Bronzetti this morning at like +210, +215 or something. Got it done nice and easy. Nothing in Luxembourg. I do want to look quickly, though, to see. I did have another Mandy Manila total, but I believe that match is underway as I speak. It looks like Mandy Manila is playing Alizé Corday. If you're listening to this and you have the live betting, pull up the total. Any number 20 or less is worth a bet. I was able to find a 19 yesterday, but 20 or less looks like a solid bet there. Apologies to podcast listeners. Again, this one's underway. They're literally in the third game right now as I speak. So we've got that in Luxembourg. Nothing tomorrow. Poderos, as I look at the schedule, believe all these bets are tomorrow. We'll start with Anna Kalinskaya here, +110, the underdog. I actually took this at a worse price. Really disappointed that I did, but I like her quite a bit here in this match. Solid player, been doing very well. She's got Jasmine Paolini, who's coming off a little bit of his success, but at a lower event. And I'm a little surprised here as to why Paolini's been favored and actually taking a little bit of money. I'm probably going to go back and bet this again myself. Like I said, I got this at, I think, like -102 or something. I saw it at plus money. It dropped to minus something. I figured I'd miss out on the move. Obviously, I was wrong. It went back the other way. So Kalinskaya +110 here. Again, I was a favorite against Paolini, like -125, almost -130. So plus anything looks great to me. There's some 10s, some 15s, probably even a 20 if you look hard enough. That looks very solid to me. And again, that should be tomorrow morning. Very early in the West Coast. All these actually will be tomorrow. Unfortunately, it looks like they're just about done for Poderos for the day. Yvonne -2.5 games. You can find this -2. You can find -2.5. If you can find a -3 at less than standard juice or plus money, that's pretty solid too. The money line's right at around -155, kind of starting to drift out. I have heard about -170, almost -175. But when I look at the game handicap, I have it 3.5. So I think the bigger edge here is to lay the 2, lay the 2.5, lay the 3. All those numbers look fine to me. Again, 3 better than standard juice. And then Martinsova or Martinkova. It's hard to tell which announcer you listen to. I like Martinsova. It sounds better. Plus 130. Talked about this one yesterday. This is someone, again, I'm just going to keep betting her money line over and over and over again. Not too many outright prices this week and not too many numbers that we liked, but just going to keep backing her match to match. She's an underdog against Kirstea, a match in which I have her a small favorite. So happy to take this at plus 130 and might go around later today and add a little bit more, maybe some game spread stuff. Again, these matches are tomorrow and it's a smaller event, so not too many options as of yet.
Where's Manila? Luxembourg? There we are. Found her. My book had logged out, done the stupid thing where it wasn't updating the live stuff, which is annoying.
That's frustrating.
Alizé, and Mandy.
Yeah,
Cornet.
Overplayer.
I said Cornet one time when you were gone. People are like, it's French, Andy. I know. Christ.
It's French.
All right, kind of a
doesn't care.
Light day. West Coast golf is going to allow me to kind of talk about golf. There won't be a lot of guys that have teed off by the time we do the show tomorrow. So I'll have some first round afternoon plays for tomorrow. Mostly just giveaways to close the show out. Again, the PrizePicks thing. I do thank you, anyone who did use the promo code so far. If you use the promo code BBB, we'll just instantly they'll throw in a free entry you can use. It says for week 2 NFL. You can use it for anything. You can make tennis, golf, CSGO, you know what that stands for? Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Any of the esports, baseball, I don't know what else they have. There's a lot on there. You can use it for any. It says week 2 NFL. You don't have to use it. You get a free entry. Use it as at your discretion. Also, the 100% deposit match up to $100. So promo code BBB if you want to get in on the PrizePicks. If you live in a DFS legal state, sorry, Nevadans, and then if you are in a WinBet legal state, looking at you guys, who are we talking about earlier? Oh, you, Alex.
New Jersey.
You were in Jersey.
Gonna have to get the missus a WinBet account, I think. Got a few of the friends a WinBet account last week. The brother got one. Unfortunately, his South Alabama risk-free Brett didn't do so hot, but we'll get him a fleece.
Yeah, if you get one, I'll just give you a fleece. Just, I don't know, like maybe hit up the BETSPERTS account afterwards. I actually think I have these in hand. I can just mail this to you right now if you sign up. So using code BETSPERTS1000, you get your $1,000 risk-free bet and a damn fleece. We'll close the show with a Champions League 4-leg parlay. I'm kidding. It's not mine. I'm just reading the comments right now. Leg Show has one. What is it? Oh my God. This is
Liverpool
AC
Milan draw. All right, Liverpool AC Milan draw. Atletico Madrid, PSG, Manchester City money lines. A draw at 3 winners.
I guess is it at Liverpool?
No idea.
At Anfield, I believe it is.
I didn't really know there was Champions League soccer today. I guess I know what I'm doing this morning or afternoon.
I did the Manchester United both teams to score. Shout out to my guy Eddie, grinding Eddie. Picture of the little cute white dog. Eddie. He's a longtime Twitter friend, and with that, we'll close it out. I'll probably put that parlay in just in case now that I mentioned it. We'll close it out. We'll catch you tomorrow. We'll do some more golf, tennis. We'll get into Thursday night football. Maybe even have some guests yet. For sure, Friday. We'll get some college football yet this week, too. Until then, see ya.